So I just wanted to apologize to all of you that this battle is late. This battle was supposed to be uploaded Friday, but I couldn't narrate it because I was opening and closing constantly for the last like 4 or 5 days. And I was also sick during those 4 or 5 days, so that constantly drained my energy. And I was so sick to the point that I couldn't even talk for long periods of time. At work, it was really difficult. They wouldn't even send me home, which really sucked, but I just worked it through, had some rest. This is my second day off. Now I can actually record. So what is going on, guys? It's AJayPay. I'm bringing you a NU match against none other than the Dracomaster. I'm going to leave a link to the last 3 battles I had with him down below. And I'm also going to leave his actual channel link, and then there will also be an annotation on the screen now if you want to skip to the battle. So like I said, I am 0-3 against this guy. I cannot beat this guy for some reason. And then he decides to challenge me to an NU match with this team that I just made when the battle, when we just had this battle. It was like 1-0 before I actually battled him. And as you can tell, I'm using a ferret. The reason why I'm using a ferret because my first match with Dracomaster at the end of the battle, I asked my subscribers what Pokemon I should use. Only one person commented. They told me to use a ferret. I'm like, alright, that's cool. I'll use a ferret. But I couldn't find a set till now. And I found a pretty good set, and I also like the ability of Ferret with Frisk, because it can tell me what item the lead Pokemon has, which is great. And then from there I can decide whether to trick my choice Garf on it or not. So, Dracomaster is going to lead off with the Pelipper. I'm going to lead off with the Ferret. I named it after the subscriber that told me to use the Ferret, so there you go. I was thinking, alright, I'll trick the Pelipper because it won't benefit from a choice band. But he decides to use the Prime Whip. I was just like, this may be a problem if he's choice banded too, but I highly doubt it, and I actually think he's choice Scarf. And he actually is choice Scarf, which is actually going to be very beneficial for me because a choice Scarf Prime Whip does outspeed my Ninjas, but now that it's choice banded, I can outspeed it with Ninjas, but it's just going to be packing a little bit more of a punch. So, gonna go for a U-turn on the Prime Whip since I do outspeed it now, and I'll just switch out to my Ninjas because I was thinking he might predict my switch into Moonsharner because it's pretty obvious and go for a U-turn, and that's gonna do a lot since he's choice banded now. And luckily, I do get this prediction right. He doesn't go for an Ice Punch or a Stone Edge, and I am at a little bit over half, which is great. So if he ever decides to set up rocks, then I can switch Ninjas in one more time at least. As he's gonna switch camera up, then I'm like, alright, now he's probably gonna go ahead and set up the rocks. So, gonna go for a choice banded U-turn on the camera up. It actually does a pretty good amount, which is great. But I definitely need Ninjas. It does outspeed everything, and it's such a big offensive threat. And I'm gonna go to my Almodo just to rapid spin and to kind of pressure him out as well, because he doesn't have a spin blocker. But he decides to go for a Flamethrower. Now, I don't actually really agree with that. I thought it would have been better for him to set up the rocks, because 3 of my pokes are weak against Stealth Rocks. But I guess he may have predicted me to stay in, because we played each other so many times at this point that we have to make unorthodox plays in order to beat each other now. But I was thinking, alright, maybe he might switch it to his flying Pokemon, but the Stone Edge, that switch to the flying Pokemon may be too obvious, and me going for the Stone Edge is too obvious, so I went for the Earthquake. But he actually predicts that. He predicts me to go for Earthquake, and since this thing does outspeed me, I'm thinking, alright, he's probably going to go for a Draco Meteor. He might be choice Specs. So, I'm going to go into my Piloswine to hopefully take the Draco Meteor. It should be able to because of the Eevee and its natural bulk. And luckily, Manfred Jr. is able to take that Draco Meteor, which is great. But now, I definitely need Manfred Jr. for later, though, is the thing for this Altaria, because it's probably the only thing that can take it out, so I got to keep it healthy. But I'm thinking he might stay in again and go for a Draco, but maybe not. So I might as well just switch it to Mantine because it's kind of specially defensive, but this is my more offensive one. But he switched it to the Pelipper. But now I'm thinking, alright, he might be thinking that I switched this thing in because it's more especially defensive, so he doesn't know I'm offensive and have Hidden Power Electric. So I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Electric. But he actually probably predicts that, goes into the special defensive Roselia, and takes that like a champ, which is a bit of a problem. But I am offensive, so I know our Air Slash should be at least a 2-hit KO from this range, and he shouldn't be hurting me too much if he goes for a damaging move or anything of the sort, as I do go for the Air Slash. And then, luckily enough for me, he flinches, which is actually going to be very crucial. So, gonna go for a second Air Slash, and I'm going to knock out his special defensive wall. Out of the way. Simple as that. He can't set up any Toxic Spikes or put anything to sleep, whatever set of Roselia that was. But now he's going to switch to the Primate. And I'm like, alright, I'm pretty sure this time he's probably going to go for a Stone Edge or an Ice Punch. So I'm going to go to Moonsharner. 5 more minutes, you know, because this thing's always sleeping. You know, you always want to sleep, and every time someone wakes you up, you want to be like, 5 more minutes, but that usually turns into 3 more hours. And I take this Ice Punch like a champ. This is a Choice Bandit Primate. I know it's unstabbed and all, but still, that barely did anything to Moonsharner. It's definitely going to be sleeping for 3 more hours. But now he's going to switch out to Zangoose. I do predict him to switch because I'm pretty sure he was threatened out because since he choice bandit. I'm going to go for the baton pass. That's what my whole team is all about. Switch initiative and getting the advantage by U-turning and baton passing on switches. So now I'm going to baton pass out to my Ferret, because this Ferret at this point is not really important to me, but I need to get as much damage on the Zangoose as I can so that way it doesn't sweep my team. And I was hoping this double edge would take him down to red, but unfortunately it doesn't, but it takes it down to a pretty good point. So Ferret still has some pretty good power even though Zangoose is kind of frail, but the Zangoose is going to knock me out with a facade, a boosted facade with a boosted toxic power immunity. I forgot what that ability is called. But now I'm going to go in the Moonstarter. I'm wanting to bait him to go for the normal move on me. I'm just hoping he doesn't have Night Slash. I'm just hoping he goes for the normal move as I do switch into my Almado to take that normal move. Luckily, he does go for the normal move, and luckily enough for me, my Almado is going to be able to barely live this. So now I'm pressuring him to either kill me off or to switch, because if he kills me off, he's going to die from the Toxic. If he switches, then this Almado is going to be alive for a little bit longer, so that way I can possibly Rapid Spin later and or save this thing from Death Fodder. Now you may be thinking here, I definitely should have not went for the Stone Edge here, because I was thinking maybe he was going to switch into Flying type, and I should have definitely set up my Stealth Rocks. But the thing is, this thing doesn't have Stealth Rocks because this is my offensive Almado. The only thing that has Stealth Rocks on my team would be my Piloswine. So I'm just going to leave this thing in to die, because I know for a fact he's going to go for a U-turn. I don't want him having switch initiative. I'd rather have him kill off my Almado at this point. As he does go for a U-turn, and he decides to switch out to this Altaria. And this is where the moment, this is basically the moment of truth. I'm going to switch into my Piloswine, and now I'm just going to hope that he stays in with this Altaria, because this Altaria is such a big threat to my team. I really need this thing to die. Luckily he stays in. I go for the 4x super effective priority, max attack, adamant nature, ice shards, but he actually barely lives, and I was really surprised. I'm just like, really? Are you serious right now? Really? And he's going to knock out my Piloswine with the Choice Specs Dragon Pulse. But that's honestly fine, because I still have my Ninjask anyways to just take it out in one hit at this point, because that's such a low amount of health. Ninjask is just too fast and too furious. It could take it out easily in one hit. But he actually decides to go into Teleport, which is the good play, because now he had the choice of either sacking Altaria and him getting switch initiative, or switching out and me getting switch initiative. So either way, it did benefit me. So now I'm going to go into my Mantine. So at this point, I was like, alright, I'm going to sweep his team, because I'm thinking Zangoose is dead. And the reason why I was thinking Zangoose was dead is because when I killed off Roselia, I accidentally erased Zangoose's name. So I'm like, alright, gotta go for a Rain Dance, gotta get my Swift Swim up, I'm gonna be all ready to go. This Teleport can't really touch me too much either. I'm like, alright, that's cool, you air slash me, big whoop, you got Rain Dish, big whoop. I outspeed your whole team at this point, Nigel. I'm about to sweep your team. So gonna go for the HP Electric. It's 4x super effective. It's honestly gonna easily knock out the Teleport. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm going to sweep his team once again, because I'm at such a high amount of health that Life Orb Recoil won't take me out, is what I'm thinking at this point. But as you're going to see here in a second, he's going to switch out to his Zangoose. I'm like, oh yeah, Zangoose is still alive. It has quick attack. It's going to easily kill me. I'm pretty stupid, but Poison should knock him out on this turn. So I decided to go into my Moonshiner again just to take the hit, as he does indeed go for the quick attack. And then I'm thinking, alright, things are fine. It's okay. I can still sweep his team. I can still win this game. It's all good. The Toxic's gonna kill him. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm not fine anymore. He didn't die. Oh, this is the problem. Moonshiner, please don't die. I was hoping Moonshiner doesn't die, because I definitely need it for switch fodder or death fodder for later. And luckily Moonshiner doesn't die, and I'm able to baton pass out into Ninjask. And this thing is also gonna die from the toxic damage. So not only is this thing gonna die on this turn, I'm still gonna get switch initiative no matter what, and damage off of Pokemon, because Ninjask is just too fast and too furious and too powerful with the U-turn. Choice banded U-turns, let's go! So gonna U-turn on the camera as I'm gonna switch back up to Moonshiner as basically as Death Fodder, but he makes a good play and finally goes for the Stealth Rock. So now that definitely limits my switches into Ninjask, but he may be thinking Ninjask is down to that point where if it switches in one more time, it's probably going to die. But yeah, luckily this is definitely a key play, Moonshiner living, because well, not really, I guess, I don't know. But gonna go to Mantine now, because this is the only thing that can take out the Camerupt, and I need to hit this Hydro Pump. I can't have him switch it, because if he switches and tries to Life Orb stall me, I am possibly screwed, because my Ninjask is Choice Bandit, and it needs to lock itself into one move, and then all my stab moves probably wouldn't have taken that camera out from that range. And luckily he does stay in, and I hit the Hydro Pump and knock him out. So at this point he only has 2 pokes left with the Primeape and the Altaria. I have my Mantine and my Ninjask, as he's just gonna go for a U-turn and knocks out my Mantine. And now I only have 1 poke left, which is gonna be Ninjask. But the thing is, his Pokemon are at such a low amount of health that Ninjask could basically come in and sweep his whole team. I'm Choice Bandit. I'm way too fast for you guys. I'm too fast, too furious. That move is actually pretty damn good. You guys should see it. But gonna go for the X Scissor on the Altaria. Gonna knock it out. There's gonna be no harmony happening in here. There's gonna be no peace at all, because I'm just racing in the streets and all that jazz, you know, as there's going to be only 1 Pokemon left, which is going to be the Primeape. It's at such a low amount of health. It's no longer Choice Scarf, and I am going to knock that thing out with an X Scissor, and that's going to be a very, very narrow 1-0 victory on my part. And I finally beat Dracomaster, as we're going to go to the key play of the battle. One of the key plays was definitely tricking his Primeape, the Choice Band. If I had not done that, that Primeape would have outsped my whole team, and it probably would have took it out by Ninjask at the end. It probably wouldn't have been a narrow 1-0 victory on my part. And also the flinch on the Roselia was definitely a key play, because I'm pretty sure anything that Roselia went for, it would have definitely affected the game in some shape, way, or form. And I believe that's it. Yeah, that's all the key plays for that one. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I finally beat Dracomaster. I'm 1-3 against him. Well, technically I'm 1-4 now, because we had a match like a few days ago, and he just he stalled me with the Umbreon. So yeah, I'm 1-4 technically. So I'm back on the losing track. But hey, at least I beat him once, which is great. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I still do apologize that this upload is late, but I'm gonna try to make it up and have a Saturday upload for it with the Versus episode as well. And that about does it for me, guys. Like if you like, comment if you like, and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you fools later.